Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's jump right in. If you own a home, especially here in central Oklahoma, you're probably thinking about comfort year-round.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
trying not to break the bank with energy bills.
Exactly. And with homes being built so differently now, different styles, builders, energy rules, it can get confusing fast.
It really can.
So the big question we're tackling today is this. Why is Hartzell's Heat and Air considered a leader when it comes to actually designing your HVAC system? And, how does that design really impact your comfort and your wallet?
That's the core of it. Because like you said, homes aren't just cookie cutter anymore. You've got brand new builds focused on super high energy efficiency, older homes with their own unique challenges and everything in between. So a one-size-fits-all HVAC approach, it just doesn't work well.
Makes sense. You need something tailored.
Precisely. And that tailoring really starts with smart, informed design.
Okay, so our mission today is to kind of peel back the layers on how Hartzell's does this and show you the actual benefits. We know you want the important info without getting lost in technical jargon.
Yeah, keep it clear, keep it practical.
Exactly. And look, Hartzell's isn't new to this. They've been around since 1990, trusted name, drawing on, over 45 years of experience.
That's right, a long history.
Plus, they mentioned that OSU engineered expertise, which sounds impressive, and they're local, really focused on serving Kingfisher, Logan, Canadian, Blaine, Major, Garfield counties.
That local focus is huge, especially with Oklahoma's unique weather patterns.
For sure. And being family-owned, operated, and a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, that adds weight, doesn't it?
It definitely speaks to their commitment and standards. But let's dive into that designing part. What does that really mean for your HVAC?
Okay, yeah.
It really starts with understanding the specific heating and cooling load of your house.
All right, let's unpack that. The idea of getting the system size right.
Yeah.
Why is that so, foundational?
Well, think about shoes. Too big, you're tripping. Too small, they pinch.
Okay. Bad either way.
Same idea with HVAC. If a system is oversized, maybe you think, more power, better cooling.
Yeah, seems logical.
But it cools so fast, it just clicks on, blasts cold air, clicks off. It's short cycles. That wastes energy. And counterintuitively, it doesn't run long enough to pull the humidity out of the air properly, so you feel kind of damp and clammy.
Yeah, not comfortable.
Trane actually has a good term for it, the Goldilocks system. Not too big, not too small.
Just right. So bigger isn't better here.
Definitely not. Now, flip side, what if it's too small?
It just runs all the time trying to keep up.
Exactly. It struggles, runs constantly, especially on really hot or cold days. That obviously uses more energy than it should.
And probably wears the system out faster too, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
All that constant running puts a huge strain on the components, the compressor, the fan motors. It can lead to more breakdowns and, shorten the whole system's lifespan.
Okay, so Goldilocks it is. But how do you find that just right size? It can't be guesswork.
No, absolutely not. That's where the science comes in specifically. HVAC load calculation.
Load calculation. Okay.
Think of it like a detailed energy audit focused just on heating and cooling. It's a process to figure out precisely how much heating your home needs in winter and how much cooling it needs in summer.
Based on
Based on all the things that make your house gain or lose heat. It's about the building itself.
And you mentioned Manual J before. Is that the official way to do this load calculation?
That's the one. Manual J is the industry standard developed by ACCA, the Air Conditioning Contractors of America. It's recognized nationally, approved by ANSI.
ANSI.
American National Standards Institute. Basically, it's the official vetted method.
Gotcha.
And it's so important that most building codes, state and local, actually require professionals to use it or something based on it. It ensures a consistent, accurate approach.
Okay, so it's not just a suggestion, it's often a requirement.
For good reason. It avoids the problems we just talked about.
Right. So what goes into this Manual J calculation? What are they actually measuring or looking at?
Oh, it's comprehensive. According to Trane, ACCA, all the experts. It starts with the basics, like square footage, sure, but also ceiling height, the whole layout of the house.
That's how the rooms connect and flow.
Yeah. And then your location. Oklahoma's climate is very different from, say, Minnesota's.
Obviously.
Sun exposure is a big one, how much sun hits each wall and roof surface. Then you've got windows and doors. How many, what type, how energy efficient is the glass, double pane, triple pane coating.
Wow, okay.
Skylights count too. They look at your existing duct system. Is it leaky? Is it insulated?
That makes sense. Ducts can lose a lot of energy.
Huge amounts.
Yeah.
Then insulation is critical. What type and R value you have in the walls, the attic, under the floor.
Okay.
They even factor in the number of people typically living there. People generate heat. And heat from appliances, stoves, dryers, computers.
Really down to that level of detail.
Yes, because it all adds up. And the key thing, the really crucial part, is using specific information about your home, not just guessing or using defaults.
No generic numbers. You need the actual data for that house.
Exactly. That's how you get an accurate load calculation.
Okay, that paints a much clearer picture.
Hmm.
So, bringing it back to Hartzell's, how does their OSU engineered expertise fit with this detailed manual J process?
Well, having that engineering background strongly suggests they understand the importance of these precise calculations. Engineering is about physics, thermodynamics.
Is the science behind it all.
Right. So it makes it very likely they're using rigorous methods like Manual J. And when they say their systems are specifically designed and tailored for the unique climate of Oklahoma,
Yeah.
that points directly to going beyond generic sizing. They're considering our hot summers or sometimes really cold winters, the humidity, factors that are critical inputs for an accurate Manual J calculation in this region.
So it's not just installing a box, it's designing a system for here.
That seems to be the implication, yes. It connects the expertise to the local needs.
And they also talk about comprehensive AC system inspections. How does that fit in?
That's sort of the starting point, isn't it? If you're thinking about a new system, inspecting the old one and the home gives you vital data.
A baseline measurement.
Exactly. What's working, what isn't, what are the existing conditions? That information feeds directly into an accurate load calculation if you decide to replace or upgrade.
Makes sense.
Plus, the fact that Hartzell's handles everything, AC repair, install, furnaces, even those geothermal heat pumps, suggests they look at the whole picture.
A holistic approach.
Right. And it likely all starts from that foundation of proper design. And importantly, they offer free estimates.
Which is a great way for homeowners to start finding out what their specific needs are without commitment.
A very accessible first step, yeah.
Okay, so we've established why the design and sizing based on things like Manual J are so vital, and how Hartzell's seems geared up for that. Let's connect the dots for you, the listener. How does this translate to, everyday life, your comfort, your bills?
It's a really direct link. When you have a system that's accurately designed and sized, based on a thorough load calculation.
The kind we've been talking about.
Right. You see real, tangible benefits. It's not just theoretical.
Okay, like what are the biggest wins?
Number one is comfort. Simple as that. A right-size system delivers consistent temperatures, no more hot spots or cold spots.
That alone sounds good.
And it manages humidity properly so you don't feel sticky in the summer. That's huge for comfort here.
Definitely. Okay, what else?
Energy savings. Big time. When a system isn't oversized and short cycling or undersized and running constantly,
It uses less electricity.
significantly less. You'll see it on your monthly bills. It's preventing waste,
Nice. Anything else?
longer equipment life. Less strain means less wear and tear.
So fewer breakdowns, and maybe you don't have to replace it as soon.
That's the idea. It protects your investment and saves you money in the long run on repairs and replacements.
Comfort, savings, lifespan. Pretty compelling.
They all tie back to getting that initial design and sizing right.
And you mentioned Hartzell's does geothermal too. That seems like a prime example of design impacting long-term costs.
Oh, absolutely. Geothermal is a very energy-efficient technology, but the design and installation are critical. It's a bigger upfront investment,
Right.
but the potential for long-term savings on energy is substantial. It really highlights how smart design choices, considering advanced options, can pay off. And you mentioned financing earlier. Hartzell's mentioning Wells Fargo financing options on their site makes those potentially more accessible for homeowners.
Good point. Okay, now, shifting slightly,
Mm-hmm.
we saw some online chatter about the electrical side of HVAC. How does that connect to the system design?
Yeah, that's an interesting wrinkle. It's related but distinct from the mechanical sizing we've mostly discussed. Electricians have to size the circuit breakers and wiring for the HVAC unit. There's sometimes debate about whether an HVAC system counts as a continuous load.
Meaning it runs flat out for hours on end.
Right, typically defined as maximum current for 3 hours or more. HVAC units cycle, but parts like the compressor draw a lot of power when they run.
So how does that play out?
Well, the manufacturer gives a minimum circuit ampacity, or MCA, on the unit's nameplate. That's the minimum safe circuit size, and it usually includes a built-in safety factor.
Okay.
Some electrical approaches are very conservative and might size the circuit even larger, maybe treating it like a continuous load just to be extra safe, even if the unit won't truly run continuously at max power for that long in reality.
Planning for the absolute worst case scenario, electrically speaking.
Kind of.
Yeah,
And while electrical safety is paramount, always,
of course.
if the electrical sizing is done way more conservatively than needed for how the HVAC system is actually designed to operate on that load calculation, you could end up paying for larger wires and breakers than necessary.
Potentially killing project budgets, as one discussion put it.
Potentially, yeah. It highlights the need for coordination. The HVAC design determines the actual operational load, and the electrical design should safely support that load. They need to work together.
So getting the HVAC load calculation right isn't just about comfort and energy use for the unit itself.
No, it informs the entire installation, including making sure the electrical side is sized appropriately safely, but also cost-effectively.
That really underscores the value of having someone who understands the whole system, mechanical and electrical interface.
Absolutely. Someone like Hartzell's, with that engineering background, is likely considering how these pieces fit together.
Okay, let's wrap this up. To bring it all together for our listeners in central Oklahoma, what are the key takeaways from this deep dive?
I think the main things are Hartzell's Heat and Air, with their deep roots here, their local focus, that OSU engineering aspect. They're really set up to be leaders in designing HVAC specifically for Oklahoma homes.
Right, tailored design, not just installation.
Exactly. And that design process, which relies on understanding your home's unique needs through things like proper load calculation, that directly impacts your comfort. You get the right size system, Goldilocks system,
Yeah.
which in turn leads to real savings on energy bills and helps your equipment last longer. It hits your comfort and your pocketbook.
And emphasizing, again, that accurate load calculation using methods like Manual J isn't just a nice extra. It's fundamental to getting those results.
It really is the critical first step. So maybe take a second and think about your own home. Is it consistently comfortable? Are the energy bills creeping up? Does your current system feel just right? Or maybe not.
Good questions to ask. If you're in their service area, Kingfisher, Logan, Canadian, Blaine, Major, Garfield counties, and you want to dig deeper, you can find Hartzell's Heat and Air at 602 South Main Street in Kingfisher.
Or give them a call. The number is 405-449-5897. Their website's also a good resource for checking out services and getting that free estimate scheduled.
Definitely worth exploring.
And maybe one final thought to leave you with. Considering our Oklahoma climate, which definitely puts HVA systems to the test, and all the cool advancements in energy-efficient technology now, how might a truly modern system, one that's expertly designed specifically for your house, change your home comfort and your long-term expenses in ways you maybe haven't even considered yet?